Dwarven Moss presents a Dungeons & Dragons actual play of The Curse of Strahd.
Well, we are in a tomb in the catacombs. One might presume Sergey's tomb, as the prophecy suggests.
Ooh, are we back in it? Are we dropping?
I think so, and I think it's your turn, Borin. All the lights have been put out by a gust of wind spell early on, but you do have a bit of radiance from the sword, shining dim and then, or bright, 15 feet of bright, 15 dim, make it bigger.
Borin, he's using a new weapon now. He's got the hilt. The balance of it feels right in his hand. It's good.
Wendell, through the darkness, peers 50 feet into the middle of the room where Borin is on this tattered, what was probably once a beautiful ribbon carpet. And he looks at Borin, moving this light around, and the shadows sort of dance from the pews and the sarcophagi, and things move around as he moves his sword.
Borin's slowly turning around because he also just dodged a big grapple attempt by Strahd, I remember.
Right, he was going for a bite on the neck. That would have been really bad.
Borin goes,
You're weak, old man. You feel it, don't you? I can hear you there. In the darkness. You don't think just because I can't see you, I don't know where you are. You've lost your way. And I've come here to help you find it.
and Borin takes the hilt of the sword. 2 hands. And he twists his fist down on the handle. And he grinds his teeth. And as an action, he expands the sword's brightness 30 feet around him, shedding an even dimmer 15 feet past that.
Gradually losing your character.
That's awesome.
I've come here to end your curse.
And you
Show yourself, coward.
And you hear hissing. You watch your tongue, short stuff. And the hissing sounds like pain, like he's been burnt.
Wendell's going to make
you have a general idea of where it is.
Perception roll to try to get more clarity, just to see where he might think Strahd is.
Oh.
That was a natural 1 of the first roll of the night for the final. I don't know if it's final or not.
Well, then let's get that out of the way.
Okay.
Can I have a bonus action of
and
perception?
Confused. A bonus action of perception? You can roll for perception.
Of hearing that, where that sizzle comes from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, roll for it.
It's a 6 plus. What'd you get?
8.
So, 8.
So Borin looks around. Where are you? Where are you?
Yeah, you wouldn't have gained any knowledge, but you can hear that he's in the northeast corner next to the desk, beside the altar.
Beside the altar to the left, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Wendell, you do notice something, though, as you are just struggling to be present and figure out what's going on. Mm-hmm. Your axe is shaking quite a bit.
Oh, shit, it's been clean for ages.
Well, fill it up. What you waiting for?
I don't understand. I've been chopping into things. I've been felling creatures. What does it look like?
It looks, the blade is all black.
Oh, yeah. Borin, just FYI, if you see me running like a madman across the room, get out of the way.
All right. But if you're going to do something, do it soon.
And as you say that, you look over to Esmeralda, who is in specter form.
Where is she?
She's right next to you. You guys are back to back, like, yeah.
Oh my God, jeez!
Her mini looks hideous.
Moritan. God, you're freaking me out, girl. Wendell, this is yours?
It's like a ghost.
Oh, I'm seeing something totally different, man.
Don't you remember back in the mill when I raised up the hag?
Oh, I know that, but I'm seeing gross. This thing is sick.
Pay attention, boy. We're fighting right now.
Yuck. Oh, sorry.
Come on,
all right.
Boar, get it together. You got the sun sword. Have some class.
Cool thing.
It looks like you guys are leaning back to back, like Forrest and Bubba.
Get your back off me, you weirdo.
All right, what about that specter?
It jolts. You can tell that it's being swung at. It's taking a couple beatings.
Oh, shit.
I would ask, does a 15 hit? Those weren't the right ones, but does a 15 hit and does a 25 hit?
Yes, they both hit.
Okay, what is their AC? Pretty low, huh?
12.
Oh. The Spectre takes 16 points of bludgeoning damage. How do you like those swipes, you itsy bitsy? Weenie.
You have to go after something that's already dead.
Dick man.
Hide in your basement. Look at you, turning invisible. You're scared.
You look invisible by your size.
All the better to kill you with, my dear.
Oh, my God.
I'm not that old, you know.
Whose turn is it now?
It is now the Spectre's turn.
Wendell, get this thing away from me! Oh, man. I've seen a lot of things while we've been here, but this is something else. Or punches it. Get away from me.
Hey, don't treat my specter like that.
Come on.
Plus, it's Esmeralda's soul, man.
You gotta respect her.
Wendell looks across at the specter and says, "Hey, Esmeralda, or Spectre, follow my command. Attack what just attacked you. Swing around. Look for it. I don't know how much you understand. What does that mean? Are you giving me lip? You're my specter. You're my accursed specter. You're supposed to follow my commands."
I think it's like a Scooby-Doo thing.
Oh, shut up, Bourne. All right, Spectre, you know what to do. Well,
She takes these wild swipes. She starts spinning around in circles, doing a Zangief move with her claws, and just starts going wild.
Awesome.
Look around a little bit. Like, be a bit of a,
She's looking everywhere. Roll perception for her.
17.
Ooh. She walks over here. Spinning like Zangief. So Esmeralda moves near the altar, and
Okay.
she sees a grate in the ground.
Whoa.
It's kind of like a Tasmanian devil.
Whoa!
What? She went the complete opposite way.
Look at that. She's pointing.
She's pointing down.
In the stone, there's these grates, 5 slits, all about 5 inches long, 1 inch wide.
Okay, so the specter is above this grate, and I'm thinking that grate might be a good escape for Strahd once he turns into a mist.
Yeah.
We gotta cover up that grate. Trap him.
Wendell, we have to cover up that grate and trap him. You hear that, Strahd? You're not so strong. You've lived too long, and you're going down. Way down in the ground where you belong.
I'm going to enjoy killing you.
Is that the best you got, Strahd?
I'll give you an intimidation roll.
That'll be a 20. Plus 8, yeah.
Strahd appears. So you have intimidated him to show himself in the pews. And he's accepted your challenge. Wendell, it is your turn.
But, oh. There you are. Now he's in the sunlight.
He is. I mean, that sword is glowing so radiant at this point. There's really not a lot of places for him to go where he wouldn't be in it. You can see his eyes are wincing a little bit.
Is his skin still like...
Oh, yeah, you hear a slight sizzle sound.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Strahd. And Wendell is sort of moving around some Hyrukan stuff. Mm. Where do you want it?
Hit me with your best shot.
Fire away!
3 beams. First beam. As Wendell glares at this big baby. 7 plus 7 is 14.
It's a miss. Nice try.
2 plus 7 is 9.
That's a miss. He's doing the Matrix. He's got his cape flowing.
And then 3 misses.
1 miss. 2 miss. 3 miss.
Oh, look, the count over here. Wendell, get your shit together!
I don't know what it is, Born. I'm just so pent up.
We'll use it. We need it, friend.
So I send 3 beams across the room, and it just bashes into all these barrels behind, and
one of the pews starts lighting up a little bit with some flame. It's been scorched. Boren, you're up next.
Born, you got to admit that was nice.
I don't admit anything. I admit that by the holy hand of Moradin you shall be stricken into the ground like so. And Boren rushes towards him.
Holy shit.
Charging in with the sun sword.
Get him, Born!
The sun blade.
It's an 11 plus, and 11 plus 10, 21.
That's a hit.
Of course it is. And it's the kind of hit that right off the top, it takes an extra sheen because he uses improved divine smite.
Whoa.
I am so suffused with righteous might that all my melee weapon strikes carry divine power with them. Whenever they hit a creature with a melee weapon, the creature takes an extra 1d8 radiant damage.
Spicy.
And Boren casts it. One more 3rd level spell slot.
Wow, this is going to be a lot of d8s. So, what, 6 d8 to attack?
That's right.
Wow.
I was told one thing, Strahd. You think you're here for Wendell's story. But this is just as much my story as it is his. I am the cleanser of this land, the bringer of the divine, the enricher of holiness! So 39.
Wow. Wow.
And then Boren goes, I know what you did to everyone, and it is unforgivable. Because he goes in for his extra attack.
Well,
of course.
Know what you did last summer when you killed your sister.
13 plus 10, 23.
That's a hit.
So 1d8 for the sun sword, 3d6 for the branding smite. You shall know the divine hand of Boren Hardinist, and I shall end your curse.
Wow, okay, so that's pretty good.
10,
17
that's
plus
17
another 7.
plus 7 is, what is that?
24.
Okay. So 24 plus 39.
Yikes.
What does that look like?
That looked... Well, what does Branding Smite do? That looked like it... Just tell me what that does, and I'll give you a couple things that it looked like. It looked really bad.
The next time you hit a creature with a weapon attack before the spell ends, the weapon gleams with astral radiance as you strike. The attack deals an extra 2d6 radiant damage to a target, which becomes visible if it's invisible. And the target sheds dim light in a 5-foot radius and can't become invisible until the spell ends. And the duration is 1 minute.
Wow. Dude, I'm so glad you read that. His next move is turning invisible. Wow. So Strahd has been hit pretty bad. Was that a total of 70 something?
Yeah, something
So
like that.
this holy man with holy everything, holy smite,
Wow.
holy sword, a sun sword, holy mouths and eyes. Bourne has gone insane with righteousness as the divinity is flowing, as this light streak of fucking godliness goes into the blackness of Strahd's soul. Yeah. 2 swipes, he gets fucking railed. I guess it's his turn. Yeah, he had 2 level 4 slots left, and he was going to go back to greater invisibility because you guys rocked his world after Wendell antagonized him to
Show himself.
Yeah. In addition to these 2 crazy strikes, when Strahd begins his turn, you can see that he's still blinded and in pain by this light that's even brighter now that it's right in front of his face.
And Boring's holding it in front of his face. You can't escape the light. You've lived in darkness all your life, but the light is here to cleanse. I am here to cleanse.
So Strahd stumbles back, and he is looking beaten down pretty badly, and he looks at you. He says, "I'm most surprised by your spirit and impressed, but watch this." And he drops a microphone that materializes into his hand. Okay, he doesn't do that. But watch this. So he's gonna go into he is going to dump like some legendary attacks on you. He's very desperate. He's gonna get out as much as he can while he's wincing in this sun.
Wendell, prepare yourself. Anything can happen, boy.
I've been missing my Eldritch Blast, Born. I'm all chopped out of my spells.
So after this turn, Strahd is gonna bare his teeth and go for a lunging bite on your neck. This is a legendary action. This is not even part of his turn.
Now, a legendary action can only happen at the end of another player's turn.
And that's what's happening right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
right.
turn.
He didn't do anything yet.
Strahd has not done anything yet.
But does this mean that he's going to be able to go twice?
Yes. Yeah, he's
Wow.
emptying the tank right now. Only one legendary action option can be used at a time, and only at the end of another creature's turn.
Yeah.
At the end of Boren's turn,
Curse of Strahd is taking his legendaries
action, and he is lunging at you at disadvantage.
at Boren. Oh my god.
And the Strahd drops an 18 and a 19.
But they both miss because my AC is 20, baby.
But what's his
hit
bonus?
Plus 9. It's a 27. Is the weak one.
Good lord.
So he's got you with that.
Boren!
You're going to take 1d6 plus 4 of piercing damage. Followed
Okay,
by
a couple of-
3d6 necrotic damage. 10, so 12. You take 12 points of damage. Watch this. Now he pulls out his claws. He's going to take 2 attacks at you.
Good lord.
Multi-attack.
Oh my god, another huge roll of 14 and a 19.
23. You have to make a concentration check for your branding smite spell as well.
Okay.
Now that you've been hit.
I still have an inspiration point, just FYI.
So do I.
So you're going to take 5 slashing damage. Actually, unarmed strike is 5 bludgeoning damage. Plus 46 necrotic. That's an extra 13. So, sorry, 5 plus 13. 18.
I took 30 damage.
Okay, he's attacking you again at disadvantage. He has a multi-attack for his attack.
I'm down to 11 HP.
He can't hit you on this, really.
Why?
Well, you'll be dead.
Oh, it's a 4 and a 10.
Oh, so the 4 misses.
4 misses and the 10 misses too.
So he missed you. You would have died for sure. Wow. Swing and a miss. I'll get you next time, you little runt. It is...
Specter?
Yeah, Specter's turn.
Okay, the Specter is going to... Specter! I said Specter! And Wendell points at Strahd. Kill Strahd! And
The Specter goes through the pews.
Yeah.
Yeah, wicked.
Yeah.
And I command it to do its action, which is life drain. So it's going to roll with a +4 to hit. Target must succeed a DC 10 Constitution saving throw, or its hit point maximum is reduced by amount equal to the damage taken, which would be necrotic damage 3d6. So he rolls.
He is undead, though.
It's a miss anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, Spectre's...
Oh, but now the Specter's all up in his face.
Spectre's all... Yeah, I'm just going to... Like, the command is just to be like, fuck this guy up. Get in his face, hopefully make disadvantage happen, ready an attack, all the good stuff. Anything the Spectre can do to hinder Strahd's abilities.
The soul of Esmeralda carries on.
Is this a legendary action I see coming?
This is another legendary action against Boren. So that's a critical
So
miss.
he missed.
Oh, yeah, because of disadvantage.
Yeah,
Wow.
disadvantage.
Oh, yeah, sweet.
Critical miss. And you duck him again. He is fuming. Wendell, it's your turn.
Okay. Wendell's first going to point over at Strahd, and he forgot to do this a couple other times, but he's going to use his Warlock ability and put a Hexblade's curse on him.
Ooh, interesting.
Which means that he's going to Wendell's going to have advantage on his attacks against him.
Not to interrupt, but Kris, you have to roll for, see if you're maintaining your branding smite. You were hit twice, so that's 2 concentration checks.
16 and 9 plus.
The 9 fails.
Okay.
Okay, so branding smite is gone.
So Wendell places a Hexblade's curse on Strahd. He points his finger, and all this dark energy. I curse him, which is going to allow me to have advantage on him. Not advantage on attack rolls, but advantage equal to my proficiency bonus, which is +3.
Okay, so you get to add that?
Yeah, and that's a bonus action.
Okay.
And now I'm going to, as an action cantrip, keep my finger pointed and gain a brief insight into the target's defenses. This is True Strike. On my next turn, I'm going to gain advantage on my first attack roll against the target.
Wow, so you cast 2 spells there? Hexblade Curse.
2 cantrips.
You can do 2 cantrips?
Sure. Yeah, one's a bonus action, one's an action.
Okay. Okay.
Boom, boom.
Oh, so you're not attacking on top of this. Gotcha.
No, and actually, it's not a I only cast 1 cantrip. I cast a
Gotcha.
Warlock ability
As the bonus. Okay, no,
as a
I'm
bonus
clear.
action, and True Strike cantrip as the action.
Very cool.
Both of them involved my finger pointed outwards, and I'm going to run now over to Sergey's sarcophagi.
Okay. You can see his name inscribed. It's a beautiful tomb. How are you looking at it?
Yeah, I'm putting my hands on it. Like I'm almost looking for a way to open it.
Yeah, when your hand touches it, it's a blast of white light repels your hands from it as it kind of races through the shadowiness of your hands, and it almost burned you a little bit. You didn't like it. You felt like it was you were opposed to it magnetically almost. Okay, it's Strahd is going to use his 3rd legendary action and run away from you, and he does not provoke an opportunity attack. So as you watch him, you notice that he has some sort of inherent spider climb-like ability as he just easily moves over these sarcophagi.
Gross.
Like it's nothing.
Weird. This guy is weird.
Nice walking, weird walk.
You can't just kill your own brother. You got to walk weird as well.
You piece of shit. Fuck you, Strahd.
You could have joined me. Fuck you.
No, fuck you, buddy.
Fuck you, Wendell.
You know what? Fuck this whole
I got
place.
a problem with both of you now.
Fuck you, sir.
I liked you better when you were quiet. So he spider climbs over these sarcophagi.
So his legendary bullshit is over?
Yes.
This piece of shit is all legendary, and he's all legendaried out, I assume.
Yep.
This fucking piece of shit. Whose turn is it?
It's your turn.
I
Go for it, Boren.
I pull out the amulet and cast 1 spell slot, hold vampire. And I use my inspiration point on that to make sure it holds him.
So describe how you're using the inspiration point.
Ooh, it's a tease hearing the word describe.
Boren knows
about
from
that.
fighting this thing, from seeing its weakness, from having it fall to the ground in Valaki, to looking at its eyes as it chased them through the forest when it was a werewolf, to knocking it down. This thing, this evil, does not deserve to be here, and he was sent here to stop it. As he takes the amulet out, it just clicks in the right way, that it starts to go, and it settles into itself, and a glow of red
My God.
happens. And Boren didn't even know that happened, but
Right.
it's just a momentous thing that the way he took it out.
So we're using
God,
your
get him in
inspiration
this,
point
man.
for the.
Do it.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
10 plus his wisdom bonus.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. It can't be 5. He's not that wise.
It's a fail.
Yes.
What does it
So
look
he
like?
uses his final legendary resistance to repel it.
No!
It's Strahd's turn. And as a legendary action, he is going to. He points a finger at you and launches a fireball your way. Roll a dex save.
Oh my god. It's a 6. Oh, plus.
2.
Oh, the dice don't lie, people. Any listeners out there, we are living and dying by these numbers.
So he does have disadvantage because of the sun sword, but I don't think that affects the fireball.
It doesn't.
But if we want to go, okay, I didn't think so either. Ra says no. Ooh, that's toasty.
It's gonna take him out.
Yeah,
It takes him out.
10, 20, 26 fire damage.
Boren
Warren hits the ground.
down for the count. It smashes him back against the pews, and even the pews start to break.
So as it
Light
hits
a
you,
fire.
as you hit the ground, your hand releases the sun sword, and it goes dim.
Fuck.
Lights out. That's Strahd's turn. The Specter of Esmeralda is next.
Can Wendell yell something?
Yeah.
He's gonna yell, Irena! Irena, are you in here?
Oh, Wendell. Yes, I'm over here. Good to see you. Thank you so much for coming to my wedding. Oh, he's great, isn't he?
He's so great.
I'm so glad you're so happy for me.
He asked that you go and help our friend. Remember Boren? He's down right now. You gotta go and help him. He's
Roll
gonna...
performance or persuasion?
I guess persuasion.
Whatever one you want. I'll give you the option. Three plus what? 7, 6, 8. You could see a light in her eye, or her brain flickers a little bit as she contemplates it. You've almost gotten through to her, but you can see that her eyes are still kind of hazed over. You can tell she's charmed. Or under some sort of spell. I think it's sicker than that.
Irena, I thought you were stronger than this. As Wendell looks down at the sarcophagus in a desperate last hope look. And he puts his hands underneath the stone where he can get a grip. And with all of his strength, he launches open
As soon as you touch it, the darkness in your hands are repelled by the light of the sarcophagus, and it knocks your hands away.
Wendell takes a step back, and
But you can hear a clunking against it. You can tell someone's in there.
it's the specter's turn, and Wendell is pissed. And he shouts to the specter, "Specter! Kill Irena!"
So the specter walks up to Irena. Go for a life drain, I suppose. I do have stats for her. What does she have to do to contest life drain, though?
It's a 16 plus 4, so it's 20 to hit.
That's a hit.
It's a DC 10 Constitution saving throw.
2.
It's a 2 from Irena.
Irena fails.
So
What does the life drain look like?
It's 3. Basically, the specter the specter lunges forward over Irena and just hugs her and almost enters on all fronts, like on all edges of her body, enters into her body just a bit.
Okay.
So it sort of just leeches.
She's ghost. Yeah.
It just leeches off of every inch of her. 3d6 necrotic damage. 12 plus 2 is so 14 necrotic damage, and her hit point maximum is reduced by an amount equal to the damage taken, which is 14.
So she can never gain those back.
Yeah.
Wow. So this specter attacks Irena, and she is hurt really badly, but she's able to hang on by a thread. And Strahd doesn't care. And he never did. He only cared about wedding her to be free of his curse.
Cold as ice.
And says, you think I care so much about her? Think again. As a bonus action, he moves towards Wendell. He steps forward to you. He's not able to reach you. And it's your turn, Wendell.
Wendell is going to run towards Boren. And as he runs towards Boren, he's going to unleash Eldritch Blasts as he runs down the aisle where Strahd is.
Whoa.
And unleash 3 of them with
Nice.
quite a lot. The first one is going to be at advantage. That will hit. And that will be 10 damage. Then Wendell moves another 10 feet and rolls again, which will be another hit.
Yeah, that's a hit. Wow, nice.
Pulls back another 10 feet for 8 damage. And then Wendell moves his final 10 feet. Doesn't quite make it to Bourne, but sees him there collapsed into the pew. And Wendell just gets down on his knee just to finish his turn as he slides into the pews and still holds his hands up to get the third Hyrukan blast launched over the pews and the sarcophagus to the back of the room.
Dude, roll big.
Hitting
Yes.
Strahd.
Yes.
Dude, hitting him.
5 plus
5.
10.
Just the final blast smashes him into the back of the wall. He falls to a knee, but he takes a breath. Maybe this is my way out. One day, you will suffer like this, and you will understand. He's breathing.
Wendell, as he's on his one knee looking over the pews, seeing him against the wall about 50 feet away, he almost gets that line kind of made Wendell somewhat empathetic. Just hearing the pain in his voice, Wendell sort of just watches, seeing how Strahd handles being this close to death. Wendell's known that pain before. How your life flashes before your eyes and all the pain that's carried forward into that moment.
Do I roll a death
I guess it's
saving throw?
your turn, yeah.
So Bourne needs to
Bourne
roll
needs to
a death save.
Actually, I apologize. As a legendary action, he's going to get as close to Wendell as he can. It looks like those blasts might have kept him far away enough.
He's kind of spider climbing over these things. It's like he's
Just coming
Dragging
towards me.
himself.
Creepy.
Creepy. Imagine what that would look like
sarcophaguses.
as I'm going towards you in between these pews and looking to the back of the room as this thing is crawling over sarcophagi and
Yeah.
the pews, just spider climbing.
fucked up and all gashy and wounded.
Death save time for Bourne.
Death save. Is this your first death save? Yes. That's 1 mark
Nice.
towards the light.
Okay,
turn
it's
is
it's Strahd's turn. He's going to use his movement to go to Wendell. He's going to take 2 attacks.
Oh my god.
Unarmed strikes.
It hits.
Over the second one. Another 19.
Hits.
It's 15. How much HP do you... Aren't you in the teens?
No, I'm at 28. But now that 15 is the first strike and there's another strike to go,
Oh my god.
and I'm at 13 health,
Yeah.
I have inspiration.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use my best ability and all my inspiration to stop from being knocked out right now because it's too important. Wendell realizes this. He just gets hit down to 13 HP and he
Yeah.
sees another strike coming. He's going to puff up his chest and try to bear it as best as possible.
Okay. So I'll give you... I'll give Strahd disadvantage on that attack.
Didn't he already hit that attack, Bill?
Well, I'm doing...
Could he half the damage?
I rolled 2 at the thing. Oh, for half damage.
Because like he kind of, it's me using my
That's pretty
inspiration. It
good.
just kind of.
So do you want like a almost like a dex, like an acrobatics, like a dex?
Yeah, it's like a
Dex for half damage.
Yeah.
Dude, inspiration for half damage.
Inspiration
is
for
totally
half
fine.
damage. Yeah,
that makes sense.
That's
to
what
me.
I'm asking for.
Perfect.
Yep. Okay. Okay. This is really going toe for toe. The second hit. Whoa, it's high.
19
Plus
So-
half?
So
Or for now?
half of 19.
Is it rounded up or what? So 10?
Yeah.
So you take 10 damage as you're,
So I'm down to 3 HP.
you're down to 3 HP
Oh,
as,
I'm stress eating right now, guys. Sorry.
wow. So what does that inspiration look like, just to make sure we get it? Like, what's
Okay,
the move that you use?
basically,
Like you're
I saw
fucking
Strahd,
praying to the gods.
spider climbing over all these sarcophagi towards me, and I'm going for Bourne. This is all kind of happening at once, but he makes it to me, and he takes a big swipe at me, and it hits, and it just takes a huge gash across Wendell's front. Half of his robe is like off now. It was in tatters before. Now he is like beaten to a pulp.
Wow.
He took a slash across from his forehead down across his torso, across his groin, down his leg. He's bleeding badly. And Strahd took another swipe at him, and he realized, and Wendell realized he needs to survive this, and so he pushed off with his legs with this strength that almost just blindly thrust him towards Bourne. And he only took
He's
half
able to-
damage.
He was able to dodge it.
He was able to just get like in a
Get hit
piece
a
of
little bit.
Strahd's claw,
At a point of
ripped off a
desperation.
piece of skin, and
Emptying the tank. Holy smoke. So you
Whose
have,
turn
you
is
have
it?
3 HP. It's, it's the Specter of Esmeralda. Wait, oh my god! So you and Strahd both have 3 HP right now. Mm-hmm. The Raven Queen is looking above at both of you. You're both being surrounded by this shadowy darkness and your curses. You're looking each other in the eye. Strahd is spitting blood at your foot.
I'm not even going to talk to the specter right now. All Wendell is doing is grabbing the sun sword. And he's lifting it from the ground. He leans down at Born's breathless body, lying in a pool of blood in between the pews in the darkness. And Wendell grabs the sword, and it sears his hand, but he holds on with all of his might.
Yes.
And he turns around. He wills the light to happen.
The radiance expands, envelops Strahd. You see pinholes in his body appear as the light is ripping through it. You can describe it. Strahd he's toast. It's 20 points of damage. Go ahead, roll for it.
Wendell holds the sword by his side as it illuminates him. And it casts this white light against his dark face that has all this darkness from within. And he looks at Strahd. And he's wincing because the sword of sunlight is burning him at his core. But he holds on to it. And he says, Strahd, I hope it was all worth it. Because to me, it certainly was. And Wendell puts one leg up on the pew, launches into the air, holding the sword above his head, in a manner of which that he doesn't realize how he has this sort of finesse, but he's realizing as he's doing it that it's come from watching Boren do it so many times. And he rains down the sun sword. And he rolls. An 18 plus.
It's a finesse weapon.
Plus, and it's plus 2, right?
The sun sword acts as a finesse weapon.
So it would be a plus 2. I would have plus 11 to that.
Oh my god.
So I hit him with a 29.
Yep. You eviscerate Strahd. Slice down. Tell me what it looks like.
I slice down and I hit him right across the neck, and I drive my blade as deep into his torso as I can. And I let go of the sword as it leaves his body, as it enters into his body.
It stays in there. Things start boiling up his insides. He turns into this steam and lets out a wail. Turns to a mist, and you see the mist rolling across the floor, going towards the grate in the ground.
I lean down to Born. I stabilize him.
Born comes back.
But I'm unconscious.
I search him for a potion of healing.
Yeah, you're able to find a potion in Esmeralda's clothes.
Esmeralda had a potion.
Them all.
Okay, so Wendell grabs the potion and he goes over to Born, leans down, and holds his head up, and puts the potion in. I move his big dwarven jaw up and down so it swallows the potion. Born.
Opens his eyes.
Born.
Sees Wendell with his long hair hanging right in front of you.
Did you get him?
Born, I got him, but he's a mist now.
I know.
We're almost there, Born. I need you with me now. Okay,
Stand back.
Born places both of his hands on himself, and he uses the rest of his lay-on hands that he's got saved up.
I think he used it full time last turn.
No, he did not, because I remember I spent 30, but I left 25
Oh, you did?
locked and loaded, ready to
Wicked.
go.
Cool, man. Lay hands on yourself.
How
You're
much,
invigorated,
But how much
you're
did the
feeling
potion
well.
give him?
Yeah.
Roll for it. D8.
Is it a D8 or a D4?
It's D8 plus 2, I think.
Ooh, yeah. Check that out.
What kind of potion was it that I found?
What kind of
on
potion was it?
Esmeralda?
But what kind of potion was it?
She literally had 2 greater healings. I can check her thing.
She had 2 greater healings. Okay, so then I'm gonna have one too then.
But she had one during the fight. She
did one?
You've definitely used one of hers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, Wendell is
anyways.
beat the fuck up right now at 3 HP.
So, yep, that gave you 8. You got 8 off the potion.
Plus 25, my lay on hands.
25, your lay on hands.
Wait. Boren splits it between himself and Wendell.
Oh.
If I get 8 off the potion, you said? Mm-hmm. So what's half of 25?
Who gets the extra HP?
12?
12 and 13.
12 and a half?
You get 13.
13?
I get 12.
Okay.
Because that's plus the 8
So
from
I'm
the
at
healing
16.
potion. So I get 20. And you
That was nice. You gave Wendell the extra.
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
was something.
okay, yeah, thank you, Born.
It's not much.
It just kind of closes up this like big wound on Wendell's. Like it went down from his neck. Remember, like American Werewolf, like the original movie.
Ooh, I never saw that.
Me neither.
He's visited by the ghost, the guy who's mauled by this werewolf, and the ghost is like all these prosthetic like things where it's like his face down across his neck is like hanging in tatters. But he's talking.
So you guys are both standing there, feeling slightly more refreshed, and you're out of breath, disheveled, and just getting yourselves together.
Where goes Wendell? Did you open Sergey's crate? His tomb? Did you open Sergey's tomb?
And Wendell is looking mindlessly as his eyes glaze over. He's looking up in a trance. It almost looks as if he's going to lift off the ground in submission. He's feeling weak.
Boren goes up to Wendell and punches him in the stomach. Wake up, Fun. I need you just as much as you need me.
Born.
Don't give in. We've come too far now.
I'm not gonna give up, Born. I tried to open up Sergey's sarcophagus. I think something about what Madame Eva said, that we can use him to help us, but my hands, I'm too dark, Born.
Boren just goes out of my way. Stumble. And as he's stumbling up this old tattered carpet, he's kicking up threads and everything. He's moving around almost like he's drunk. He's jumped up too.
Yeah,
puts his
Wendell
hands-
drunkenly follows too and drips blood everywhere.
He puts his hands on top of the tomb and just
With holy righteousness, he's able to lift it with this huge strength. He slides it across, and appears this phantom warrior looking like a young Strahd. And you see Sergey, the ghost of Sergey, appear.
Boren gets down on when he kind of knows that it's Sergey. He gets down and he dresses the spirit. He says, "My lord of these lands, Sergey. My name is Boren Hardinest, Admiral Paladin of Bright Axe Hall. I have come for your help. Your help to stop your brother."
I thank you so much for freeing me. We must put an end to him. But first, and he looks over at Irena and he says, "Tatiana, the time is at hand to rest. Come, my love and my wife." He stretches forth his hand.
All right, because they're the true love.
Her questioning eyes suddenly open with recognition and knowledge. Like this fog has lifted over her. These forgotten memories rush back to her. She says, "Sergey," she cries, springing to him with the grace of a doe. And they embrace. She goes, "Oh, how I've missed you so." And then she turns to you guys, to Wendell and Boren. She says, Wendell, Boren, I am Irena Kolyana. But in my past I was Sergey's beloved Tatiana. Through these many centuries, we have played out the tragedy of our lives. And now, with our deepest gratitude to you, that tragedy is over. It is time for joy to begin again. And they embrace each other. It's never seen two people happier in their lives. And he gives her a kiss. And he makes his way over to this grate. He pulls out this long sword, jams it through, and just snaps it off with this radiant light. The Raven Queen's eyes blink as she leaves, as the light kind of blinds her. She fades away a little bit. This grate is blown open. It explodes. There's rumbling rock everywhere. And you can see, well, he reveals to you what you know is Strahd's tomb. And he goes back to Irena. And as they embrace, there's a warmth and a joy that you guys feel, an eminence. And they slowly fade away.
Wow.
My word. Finally together. That whole time. Come, quickly. We must find this fiend.
Boren walks right over.
Yeah, and Wendell stands above what has been revealed to be Strahd's tomb.
Yeah, it's like a Gothic King Tut down there. It is ornate, gorgeous, dark cherry wood. And he just lies in a top coffin. The top half is open, and you can see him with his hands across his chest, very much like a pharaoh. And his eyes are closed, and his head is kind of nodding down as he lies in this coffin.
And Boren and I just look at each other, and we just have this moment of scary, dark silence, as we're the only ones left.
To do this, exactly what they've came here to do. I can't believe after all of that, too, we survived this far. I thought we were gonna die.
I thought we were about to die. Boren, I thought I was about to die.
Me too, my friend.
Boren, there's one thing left to do, and, well, I don't see any reason not to do it right now.
Boren has the amulet. I want to use Hold Vampire.
Hey, Boren. Wendell sees Boren raising up the amulet, and I put my arm on Boren's hand. I say, Boren.
Just to be sure. I don't want to take any chances now. We've got him right where we want him.
So you hold up the amulet and it glows. And you have, as you cast Hold Vampire on him, his face kind of winces, but he still seems paralyzed within his coffin.
Boren reaches around his belt, pulls out the stake that was given to him by Octavio, later to be von Richten. And before Boren places it on his chest, he looks at Wendell.
He says, Wendell,
Yeah.
you asked me a question. Now I ask you. Can I trust you?
And for a moment, Wendell's darkness that is seething through his veins, his eyes clear. And he nods. Yeah, Boren. You can trust me.
Boren turns to Strahd. starts to breathe deep. And he doesn't care right now, so he puts his other big dwarven hand on the forehead of Strahd. And he drives that stake right into the chest of this vampire. And he lets go and he pounds it in again.
With holy righteousness, Strahd's eyes open black. And he starts to peel away. His skin fades. You fatally wounded him. He dies. And as he's going away, and as he's... You can feel a trembling in your feet. The whole castle is shaking right now.
Wonder!
It's starting to crumble.
Oh, not again!
Oh, come on. Is this whole place coming down?
Oh, let's get out of here! So Bourne and
Anyways,
Wendell.
yeah, he kills him. You disintegrate. You lay him to rest as you know how to kill him from Benedicted. He starts dying. Everything's shaking right now.
Okay, so we're running out. Wendell! We know what to do! Let's get the hell out of here!
You guys are dashing, making your way out.
We're running. We're running.
Okay, we're running.
Come on,
We're
Lord.
running the only way we know. Let's go! Come on!
The specter of Esmeralda is following you guys. She's running with you.
We're seeing all these portraits of his family. Just
As you make your way to the halls,
marble is snapping off
running.
each other.
King Barov, the painting of Queen Ravenovia.
I'm still holding
Everything's
on to
falling
big
to the ground.
wounds, and there's big goops of blood are falling across me.
Yeah, Wendell slips a bit. Bourne turns around. Come on, Midnight. I got you, boy. Come on.
Torch falls off the wall
As we're
rolls
running
onto the rug.
As we're running and we're still into this chaos. Born lifting up Wendell, and Wendell saying, Born, when we get out of here, we gotta roll up a nice big Dwarven Moss.
Go, that friend. Let go. And Bourne
I can
actually
taste
uses
it now, Born.
as a charge of strength to pick him up more and almost lay him across his shoulders.
Whoa.
So this little dwarven guy is carrying this longer, 6 foot.
Not 6 foot,
Man.
I'm half elf.
Okay, so 5 foot. 4, 6. Guy just running out of the castle, running out of the castle Ravenloft as it all comes crumbling down.
Yeah,
Is
the
that what
final
happens?
piece of the archway comes down. You guys make your way across the bridge.
Oh Lord!
Cold air hits us.
Cold air hits you. And as you exit, you can turn around. You can see the glowing red orb that was in the North Tower fades away. The crumbling castle flashes before your eyes, similar to the Death House. It flickers. It's degrading away as the final remains fall hundreds of feet off the cliff into the misty abyss. Eventually, you just see the pieces vanish away to nothing. But above you, the sky is pure blackness. You're covered in a shadowy blanket. And just like in your dream, the two white eyes appear once again in the sky. You hear the voice of the Raven Queen reach out to you. She says, "Well done, Wendell. You have displayed power beyond what even I thought was possible. You are now proven to me there's great power in you. Take a rest. You've earned it. Keep on dreaming, Wendell. I'll see you soon." And the shadow fades away, and you are hit with this rays of sunlight. And it's the brightest sun you've ever seen since you've left Faerun. And it's kissing your cheek. You can feel the rays warming your body. Esmeralda even starts to get some color back into her skin. She's flashing too, and you can see a bit of her is even coming back to life as her specter morphs back into her old self.
Still a specter, or she's coming back to life?
She's coming back to life.
Esmeralda?
God.
Yes.
Esmeralda!
Borin,
I thought we'd lost you.
what is happening here?
We did it.
She winces her eyes.
I'll tell you what's happening here, Esmeralda. We got Strahd. We actually did it.
We ended the curse of Strahd.
And Wendell embraces Borin, and because Esmeralda asked a question, and now it's true. We did it. We've defeated Strahd.
You can look around everywhere. You can see in the distance some people are walking freely. They're looking around. Some of them remain. Some of them are just disappearing.
Where are these
into
people?
nothing. They're in the valley on the foot.
Oh, we can see all the way down. Yeah.
It's bright now. The light has lit up the whole valley.
So we can see like small beings.
Yeah. Some of them are kind of disappearing. Some of them are disappearing like like shooting stars almost. And some of them are walking out with their arms open.
Born, we've cleansed the land.
The divine light has cleansed the darkness once again.
And Wendell walks up to the cliff and looks at the wreckage that fell into this deep cavernous area that it was sort of on that earth moat of, right? The castle, and it's crumbled completely.
Yeah.
So Wendell stands above it, proud, but also with a solemn glare, because he looks back up to the sky, and after hearing the Raven Queen speak to him, he realizes that he's still cursed.
And you've seen now what's become of Strahd and his castle. You're stuck in these thoughts.
Borin is tending to Esmeralda. How are you? How do you feel?
I feel like I blacked out for a moment.
You did. We thought we lost you, girl. You looked dead to us. Some sort of... The light must have brought you back to us.
I can't believe this. I'm so happy.
Me too.
This is beautiful.
Me too.
I-
Borin starts crying. It's beautiful.
It's so beautiful. They embrace each other.
They're hugging. Esmeralda and Borin just crying
I
to
can't
each other.
believe this.
Wait.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
I've never seen Barovia like this, my hometown.
Borin goes, wait a minute. I have to see something. And he sits down, and he uses Fine Steed to summon Zoltan. He wants to see what his boar looks like now.
Zoltan materializes with his snout in the air. And he's feeling spry. He looks back to his old Zoltan. He doesn't have. He's no longer zombie-like. He looks healthy. He's got strong, like taut muscles, and he's got his snout in the air, and his tail's wiggling a little bit.
Borin just runs up, and he just lays both hands across his big boar face. I missed you.
He's giving you some licks.
And he's kissing it. Borin's kissing. Oh, my boy. My beautiful boy. Wendell, we've done it, friend. After all that, we finally did what we came here to do. We can go home now.
And Wendell is still at the foot of the cliff, looking over. Doesn't answer. He's walked about 15 feet away from you guys.
Borin slowly approaches him. Wendell, did you hear me? I'm sorry, but I'm just so taken at the moment. I said the curse is gone. We can go home now, friend. We did it. And Borin slowly approaches Wendell at the cliff.
Home, Borin. Home, right?
Aye. The place where we belong.
the shining plains, the golden fields, the cool halls of Brightax.
As you say that, you both start to hear the sound of the ocean. And you're glaring out across the meadows over the hill of Ravenloft, and the final bit of the mist is finally evaporating as the sun beams through. And with that sight of the ocean and the final mist disappearing, you're looking around and you're starting to realize that you're actually right by the misty forest near Daggerford. The sound of the ocean is the sea. And you're looking around. You're back in Faerun. You can no longer see the windmill, the people of Barovia, nothing. It's just the three of you standing there.
It's like we've actually been transported.
Much like the mist took you in.
Warren's speechless. He's just looking around.
You're wondering if you've been here the whole time, or who knows?
Wendell looks down at his body and where he's standing and the cliff.
All the cliff fades away. It's gone. As you turn around to look for it, it's now grass. It's all filled in. You're seeing the misty forest behind it. Right where Stanimir brought you as you slept. You're in the camp spot. Just off the road, the high road.
Well, my word.
Well, it looks like we've come back to Faerun.
Or we were here the whole time.
All the items that you found there, you have your cape, you have Esmeralda with you.
See, Wendell, you may not think you could go home, but you can always return to it.
The blade of your axe is now white and gleaming. Looks like a regular hatchet.
Throw it away.
What?
See if you can get rid of it.
It's clean. I'm scared.
This time you don't feel so scared.
And Wendell takes a deep breath and closes his eyes. And he chucks the axe.
Leaves your hand, flies into the forest.
How you feel?
And a huge weight is lifted off of Wendell's shoulders. He looks up in the sun and lets the beam just hit his face. And then a moment of clarity drops his smile, and a look of determination comes over Wendell's face. And he looks to Bourne, and he walks up to him and puts his hand on Bourne's shoulder.
Bourne hangs his hand off Wendell's arm.
Bourne, you taught me what it is to be a righteous man. And I have to say that a big part about becoming a righteous man is facing the darkness. I know what I have to do, Bourne. I've got to return home and face judgment. It's what a righteous man would do. And he gives a sort of a smile, but it's more of a this is gonna hurt smile. But he's got to do it.
Esmeralda looks at you two guys and goes, "Do you know where I can get a drink around here? You should celebrate."
We know a place.
Aye,
I know just the place. So we walk towards Daggerford. We look. How does it look? Is everything the same?
Everything the same. You walk past the guards. It's another bustling day.
Guards! Good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
Boren's smelling the air, the sea salt air that he hasn't smelled. He kind of just stops a bit. Stops when take a whiff. Smell that.
You can hear sounds of life. Streets filled with life. A market. A thriving market. It's like enervating you. There's friendliness and people around.
We walk to the River Shining Tavern.
Kick open the saloon door in a very boring way. You see Elliot.
Elliot!
My word, Boren! And Wendell! I can't believe it! I haven't seen you in a couple weeks.
Yes.
Oh, I must say, I picked up your reward from Lady Morwen.
You can tell Lady Morwen that the travelers by the side of the road have been taken care of.
They have indeed. You guys have done excellent. Let me grab that money for you. And he digs under the bar, pulls out a bag of 2,000 GP, slaps it down there.
My word.
Wow. Look at that.
Wendell, as I said when we started this journey, I do not need that coin. That is all for you, my friend.
And Wendell looks at the coin, at Bourne, and at Elliot. And he says, probably put that coin to good use, Elliot. Something good.
Are you giving me the coin? Back to the lady? Back to Lady Morwen?
Let's just call it paying it forward. I'd like to see you do a good deed. And he's looking at Bourne as he says this to Elliot. I want to see some good get done around here. See if you can find it in your heart to search for what that might be, and I want you to put that money towards that. Can I trust you to do that? You know what?
You absolutely.
I do trust you to do that.
Well, absolutely smashing. This calls for a celebration.
Duh, Elliot.
You're a good man, I promise you.
A round of drinks.
The
all
finest
of us.
whiskeys.
Please.
Coming your way.
All right.
She'll be so pleased. You guys sit down,
Sit down.
pours out the drinks, and then he says, I must ask though, whatever did happen?
Well, if you have a bit, it's quite a long tale. Come. Have a seat. We'll tell you all about it.
Might be fun to reminisce a little, wouldn't it, Bourne?
And they reminisce, and Boren tells
Pulls
the
out of a
story.
stool. He starts sipping away at that whiskey, the elven cider.
Truncates a lot. He does his
Pulls out
dwarven
some
way.
moss.
So it all started when the Vistani at that camp sat us around the fire and told us about a man named Strahd. It was legit.
Holy shit, that was like 5 months.
We gotta have appendices
Yep.
after what happens. We can each narrate our own. Boren goes off
stop
to
this for now.
Still putting
But we
this
can get to that. 3 months will pass, but we'll get to there.
Let's get a little moss going, yeah?
Let's get some moss going, yeah.
We get the DMV's little moss.
I can moss for this for sure.
Yeah.
A success moss.
Tom,
Congrats,
buddy,
Dude, that was...
you ran Curse of Strahd.
You ran it.
You actually ran Curse of Strahd.
You know what,
You
Tom?
ran it beginning to end.
You should go on those Curse of Strahd subreddits, man, and add in advice. Do this.
Yeah,
You
because
without you.
have-
Oh, for sure.
you're dealing with players. You're dealing with
How to have experience.
I ran a Curse of Strahd campaign for 2 players beginning to end, and I made it feel challenging and exciting the whole time.
Yeah.
Right.
Here's my advice.
Yeah.
That's a headline.
Totally.
Yep. It's not even clickbait. That's just,
No.
you should click this, you idiot.
Yeah. People engage with that shit, man. I do.
Yeah, I would love
I
to.
do.
I would love to. I do. My character's like James Bond, my new character.
Dude. That last moment when Bourne was passed out, and I had to go and grab the sun sword,
Yeah.
Holy moly.
I was so nervous then. I was having trouble even trying to like describe like how to do this. Interestingly, I'm just like, oh, I just need to use the sun sword against him.
Right.
Thank God you
Dude.
thought of that. I didn't even.
And that use of that inspiration point was beyond legit. I didn't feel like
Okay.
I gave you anything. Oh man, there's so much to talk about.
I gotta say there are flaws already. For that fucking amulet to do nothing is fucking bullshit.
It's his legendary resistance.
I know, but even still, that's bullshit.
The
Because
fact
if
that
it
the
took
module has, the thing is,
Yeah.
thing is,
You're
think about
fighting against-
a party of 5
Exactly.
fighting against him. All the spells it would be casting against him, we had nothing left.
He'd be having
So
to resist.
He'd have to resist fucking for days.
You guys did amazing for 2 people. Like fucking
I guess that's true.
amazing.
You know, that's very
Dude,
true.
this was supposed to be not like for like 5 to 6 people. And the one choice I made at the end, which I was almost like, oh fuck, maybe I made the bad choice. Like I was not gonna have Rahadin come back. But when I was like, you know what?
That was pretty cool.
They've got
That's a mini
Esmeralda
boss.
now.
It was cool.
It's a callback.
Yeah.
He's coming. Oh my
Oh,
god.
dude, man.
And obviously, it's his right hand man.
Every good video game has the mini boss
Yeah.
before the boss.
Exactly.
That's exactly
And you were
right.
always supposed to find him in the castle with Strahd. But you guys were only a party of 2, so I'm like, I'm going to have them encounter him early and finish him off with no intent on bringing him back. So they see the character. He's
I
weakened when you fight him
love
at like
that.
level 5 or 6. And then I was just like, I think they can take him. I think I'm fucking bringing him back. And that was so close.
Dude, it was such a that character even was like a Darth Maul. Like we saw him, we were like, whoa, keep your eye on that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for you to separate him and bring him out, what it did is kind of expand the world in and of itself. You know, these 2 characters aren't always glued together. No, let's take the liberty to separate them. He's a general. He's a warrior who's checking out the other side, and then for us to come in with that battle to take him out in the Vistani way,
Oh my god.
Vistani village, and then oh dude, everything.
Oh, there's so much we could talk about. So crazy. And Jay, I saw you reaching out there with let's look for a back entrance, and I'm like, no, Van Richten was never gonna come. But those were so good. And I saw you reaching out to Irena. You're like, what's gonna happen here?
Okay,
And
but
then
yeah, that's okay. I have a question about that.
yeah, for sure. Oh god, I'm sure you have a lot
What?
of questions.
What is the prophecy?
What do you mean?
Well, if Van Richten could now spill the beans, what would he say?
It's really interesting.
But I want to know what this prophecy thing.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, yeah. So what was your original question? Is
Well,
about, let me
because
speak.
everybody-
Should we be speaking into the microphone or no?
we can hear this.
We can hear this?
Yeah,
Okay,
this
wicked.
is fine. Everybody from the very beginning of this game in Barovia who kind of had a bit of a sense of continuity within that land alluded to adventurers coming through.
Right.
And I remember like a big telltale line that I heard in one of the early sessions, I think from Bildraith.
Okay.
He said, "Let's hope you fare well better than the other adventurers," or somebody said that, or maybe Ismark said that.
Yeah. So.
And then Esmeralda and Von Richten were just like, "Oh yeah, you guys, maybe the prophecy will come true." And then whenever we asked them about it, they were like, "Can't really say too much more because then we're kind of like interfering." That's what I got from it.
Right. So some people perhaps felt like they're interfering. Van Richten was. He was not powerful to defeat Strahd, and even his stats are he just can't. And so when adventurers are being lured in by Stanimir, who is his main recruiter, he was bringing in people to. They would all see Madame Eva eventually, and she would read them a prophecy, and she would see how they would do. And Strahd brought them in as playthings.
Yeah.
But Strahd was also trapped within. So the demi-plane of dread, this is what's so crazy about it. It's not even like, it's not a material plane. It's not a, what are those called? External planes? No. What's the plane outside the material plane?
The spiritual plane.
The
Whatever-
ethereal plane.
Yeah, whatever it's actually called in D&D. But you know what we're saying, right? This is a demi-plane. This is both. This is in the middle of 2 things.
Sure.
This is why it's not really a land. It's actually just It's
plane of
all
existence.
it's all figment. It's all in his head. He's controlling everything. He's being tortured by this.
Strahd is.
Strahd is being tortured by this.
Yeah. We have had really good story episodes. What's to say that we have to finish? I mean, we finished the story, but we can continue the game.
Oh yeah. We can almost take these characters into Waterdeep.
Of course you can. You're not even that far from it.
100%.
Probably a few days. Not even. With Zoltan.
And like you say, there's still more to the story.
Well, here's what happens. We'll do the stuff in the bar.
Although since my axe is gone, it almost means that I'm not a warlock anymore.
So let me finish the story.
Okay.
3 months pass. Where are you guys? Where are both of you? Are you back at the plains, like you said?
Well, the thing is, I don't know because I would.
Tell me where you are.
I don't know because my whole plan was I was going to go back to the Shining Plains.
So is that where you are?
And give myself in. Mm-hmm. So, assumedly, I've been. I don't know if I was like hanged or you tell me. Within the amount of time that I made it to Shining Plains, I don't know what happens to me next because I just go and I just go, yes, I will. I'm going to be as truthful as possible, whether they believe me or not, and explain to them what happened.
Roll a performance.
This is basically Wendell just.
What is he doing? Like, who's
so
he telling? What's he telling?
He's pleading his case. He's telling.
I would say this is more persuasion then, because I'm being as truthful as possible.
Absolutely. They might even roll insight on you. I'm going to get them to roll insight.
I rolled a 2. Plus 8 is a 10.
Wow. So, yeah, I actually had the DC very low, but they rolled an 18 for insight. Your story is so... I don't even know how to get this into performance, or persuasion, but describe it. But they've actually spared your life, but you're in a jail cell. There.
Where's the jail cell?
You're temporarily held in the Shining Plains. You're going to be taken to Neverwinter for more like official judgment because the shit you told them is crazy, and they believe that you're. You've convinced them all these things, that you're no longer evil. You've told them, like, the full story, and they believe you. And they're just like, you've been a good man your whole life. And they have spared your life, but the final word is going to come from Neverwinter. They need bigger people to hear this. The Lord's Alliance needs to figure out what's up with you.
Wow.
And you, where are you?
I'm back at home. Born's back at home in Bright Axe Hall with his family.
Hanging with your family.
Seeing all his dwarven friends, helping out the community. Back to it.
Yep.
He sits...
before just as the end of Wendell's judgment there, where he knows he's going to be sent to Neverwinter, he requests to a messenger to send to Born Hardanis, Admiral Born Hardanis at Bright Axe Hall, that a Wendell Ulrin requests his assistance in Neverwinter for a trial.
Amazing. So you get the mail that day. You actually get a couple letters. The first letter you get is, of course, from Wendell.
And it reads this: Dear Born, you're my best friend. I've never had a friend like you before. And I know I've said this before, that in our time in Barovia, I needed you and you aided me. I humbly request your aid again. I'm on trial for multiple murder, and I fear that my life will be ended. But Born, our time in Barovia has given me a vigor that I fear will be snuffed out before I can do good to undo the bad that I have done. I care only to make this world a better place. Perhaps if you are some sort of witness to my story, The authorities at Neverwinter will see that I have reason to be spared. Your friend, your brother, Wendell. And there's a little nug of golden straw in there.
Warren quickly packs that into his pipe. Looks around.
Oh.
His children are busy in the halls. He's at his desk, his old desk that's carved into the rock in his room. And he's hung the sun blade up on the side of in the armory of his wall. And his shield is there and the amulet is there. Esmeralda has also found a new life in the dwarven halls of the Bright Axe. She's
Amazing.
She doesn't none of her people are here, so Born has welcomed her with open arms to come and learn.
And she doesn't really get along with her.
Of course
she
he
doesn't,
did, yeah.
She doesn't really get along with her people anyways, you know?
And he puts that letter down. And he has a little paperweight. He puts that on there. Then he goes to the other letters.
The second letter is from Elliot Aldrich.
Elliot.
And it reads, Dearest Boren, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it appears that the travelers are back at it again, taunting the walls of Daggerford. Up to their old tricks of charming the guards and luring townsfolk off into the mists. Once again, the city needs your help, and I hope we can speak soon. Your friend, and in haste, Elliot Aldrich.
Born folds it up. Looks around. Puts it just in front of him. Born gets up from his desk. And he walks and he finds his wife. She's there. Sharpening knives, axes. Boren goes up to his wife. Says, my dear sweet, I have something to tell you. And he sits her down. And he proceeds to tell her about the night that he was standing guard in the Underdark and found his sister talking to the drow.
Wow, Nazrin.
And he admits to his wife that he believed that the treason that she pulled by dwarven law said that she wasn't supposed to live. I wonder how my wife acts. How does Boren's wife react? Should I roll a... Well, what, is that a roll?
Oh, yeah. We got to roll.
Yeah, I gotta roll for that.
What am I rolling?
You're such an honest man, you've never held back anything from your wife.
No.
And your wife believes that. I mean, she sees it.
Time.
She can't even comprehend.
Ten plus 6.
She has a seat on the bed, looking like she's faint. And she thinks about it. She realizes that under dwarven law, and that you're a man of the law, a military man, you're lawful. She knows that you had to do that. She knows why you did it. And she understands why you can never tell anyone. And she appreciates it. She just has to let it sink in. But she knows that she knows why you did it.
She gets down on one knee and thanks her. And then says,
I know I've only been back for a wee bit, but I'm needed in Neverwinter. I need to send word down to Daggerford. There's a band of people there. They need to be shooed away from the area. You can make sure our rangers and soldiers take care of that. But for now, I'm on Zoltan. On my way to Neverwinter.
So from that, I mean, Boren's intention is to talk to his other generals and his army. He's back now. He's back in his society. He's back. Everybody.
Bright Axe Hall.
Yeah, Bright Axe Hall. Everybody. He's kind of. He's not. People aren't doting on him more because he's back. They're doting on him the same amount because he's just a lovely guy. Everyone's so glad he's back.
You've told him the story, like what happened.
Told him the stories of
They
the
think
vampires.
you're the most.
In the Boren montage, you see
person
Boren
ever.
telling the children, and then
You're a hero,
I
man.
turned into a diva, and all the children go, ah. Then he's at the war table, and there's this big giant map of the Sword Coast, and he's explaining this.
All these other dwarves and other dwarves that look a lot like Born surround
Totally.
you that are like now looking up to you.
But
as
they're also
such a-
like,
Oh,
and
yeah,
they're
you're-
dressed
you're a
differently
legend,
too,
man.
because they're like
You're-
rangers and they're fighters.
You're legendary in your home.
So I explained to them what happened, detailed explanations of what happened and who these people are, the Vistani, and I show them in Daggerford where these people first came. And I, to that letter that Elliot Aldrich wrote me, I say, I want to send a platoon of people there to go and investigate and almost, he also informs the Madam, who originally,
Lady Morwen.
Lady Morwen. Informs her that this is happening. He's sending men back up. This is what happened to him and his friend.
Okay, so you take a few days to put this together,
That's right.
get the plan drawn out, get your generals.
And then I'm in the doorway, so it's the last time I see my wife. I'll be back, and I love you. And he kisses his wife, and he hops on Zoltan, and he heads out to Neverwinter.
Nice.
Meanwhile, Wendell, I guess, traveled by a carriage, like a typical like prison carriage on horseback. Is that what I can assume is the
Oh
way
yeah,
he...
with the iron bars and all that.
Yeah, and I'm in handcuffs.
Yeah.
It's like the beginning of Skyrim.
And this other prison goes,
There's like an armored horse like following you with an extra.
Hey, what you eating for?
Self-improvement gone wrong.
Yeah, I bet. You're an old gut, aren't you? You
Yeah.
probably fucked a lot of young girls, eh, you dirty bastard? What you in for? Who'd you kill?
I'd like to hear your story, young man. I can be a good listen. Might be able to help you see things straight.
Yeah, I bet. You're a dirty turd, aren't you? We all are. That's why you're going to Neverwinter.
And Wendell looks at this guy really deep in the eyes. I've been in the darkness where you are. I know how alluring it is. Trust me, I've seen the darkest of the dark. And Wendell gets really close to him. There's much more fun in the light, man. Just believe me. Be sincere with yourself. Take a deep breath. Start thinking about things different.
the guy kind of doesn't know what to make of it.
Fuck.
Then a third guy comes in. Well, what do we have here? A couple little punks?
And Wendell puts his hand on his shoulder. I've been to the dark side. I've seen things get as dark as they come. I've seen hell and back. Join the light, brother.
Yeah, you gotta watch this guy.
This guy sits back down.
Wendell's essentially
He's
become
terrified.
like a one of those religious freaks
Yeah.
on the road. You know what I mean?
So this prisoner is just kind of like,
All right, whatever.
And
You
Wendell just
start talking
clutches a
about your
Bible.
religion? You're handing out flyers with like a Castle Ravenloft. The watchtower of
it's
Castle
like a big
Ravenloft.
conspiracy, like Barovia exists.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
but it's
people
the
have-
watchtower of.
Yeah, and I'm warning about the Vistani being back, almost
Right.
like the
Fall to the light,
reckoning.
brother. Okay, so your time has passed. You're eventually taken in there. You say goodbye to your new friends. They march you up, and they put you right into a cell that you can feel is many feet below the ground. And
Wendell walks in confidently, feeling, ever since he let go of that axe, a inner light that never dims. And he almost unrealistically has a positive approach to things. He's been nothing but truthful. Without Boren, he's almost overcompensated.
It's pretty nasty there. They're barely feeding you. And on the third night, you have a dream. And it's the Raven Queen.
Oh my
In
god.
the Shadowfell.
No, it's just a dream. It's just
She
a dream.
says, I hope you enjoyed your break. You're needed now.
No.
See you soon.
No. No.
And as that happens, you jolt awake.
Ah!
And you feel a bulge in your pocket.
I hope that's one of the prisoners.
And it's your axe.
No.
Back.
No. No.
And it is clean and dark.
No. Oh my. Wendell's absolutely, like, he's wincing and he's covering his eyes, and
One prisoner's like, hey, shut the fuck up, you
As you
stupid
just
old
going,
turd."
no.
And as you have your
no.
hand over your eye, the shadowy power starts enveloping your hand.
Oh, fuck!
I shit it, you fucking turd. I'm trying to sleep.
Oh my god, I'm gonna get fucking pissed again. I'm gonna turn into old drunken Wendell right now.
Your axe shakes. You cannot control yourself.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm gonna knock you out if you don't shit him already.
I've missed this.
Defenseless, he lunges at you with an axe. You walk up to this guy, you slice him in half. It's ruthless. You're putting the rest of his body on the ground and just slashing it away as you're shaking and you're out of breath. And you're looking at your hand and you're remembering all your powers. And you just realize that you're back to your old Wendell. You are.
God, yeah, Wendell just feels all of these emotions and feelings, and not just the way his head feels, but the way his muscles feel. His shoulders immediately go back up. His muscles tense. He braces himself for pain. He just braces himself. He expects pain imminently.
As that happens, the guard says, "Hey, what was that?" And he steps down and he takes a look around at the horrific scene. And that is the end of Curse of Strahd.